Well, we, definitely had this race on a radar screen. It was a nice break for him after the race in Kentucky, and came at a good time. It's close to our home base up in Palm Meadows, and it's a historic race for us. Funny Cide ran in it, and said, let's go do it.
I recall that Funny Cide drew a very wide post in that race. What's your memory of that race?
He had the 13 post, and Jerry Bailey had a horse in the 12, and in the break he pushed us about 4 more paths out, and he got it out a 5th place finish, which some trip handicappers that pretty astute thought it was a heck of an effort.
And did you see it that way, or were you a disappointed 5th on that particular day?
Well, that was the first, race that he didn't win. It was the first race in open company, the first race around 2 turns. So, it was a lot of firsts for him. But, he put in a pretty gutsy effort given the post position and what happened to him at the beginning of the race. So, it encouraged us enough to send him over to Fairgrounds and run in the Louisiana Derby as the next race.
He did pretty well there.
He did pretty well there. He, ran 3rd, but he ended up getting moved up to 2nd. And a pretty nice horse named Peace Rules is the one that won that race. Funny Cide came in under the radar screen, and until he won the Derby, other than folks like you up around Saratoga and the Capital District, nobody really paid much attention to him. And here, after he wins the Champagne, all of a sudden, it turns out he's, the Derby favorite at this point, which is a little bit daunting to say the least. And, everybody is looking at, every move you make. And the other thing that's very, very different is social media. We had no social media back then. I mean, now, every second, somebody is, sounding in what you're doing and how you're doing it and whether it's right or wrong. And so that's a big difference. And but, hopefully, as you said, we've been through it. Barclay's been through it. He knows what to do with a good horse. And if all goes well, the biggest issue is keeping him healthy and sound.
You've been the face of your organization for all these years. What's it like personally for you to come back here and have a horse that's going to be running in a graded stake that's on the, on Triple Crown Trail?
That's pretty amazing. I mean, after he won the Champagne, then, the whole world kind of exploded. And, here's a horse that, not only is considered a nice horse, had he won the Kentucky Jockey Club, I think he would have had a real good shot at winning the Eclipse. But, that was a tough spot with the track being what it was and getting caught downside. But, a lot of people, I think, like I do, draw a line through that race. And even after he lost that race, he was a favorite in the first Churchill futures pool. And he's the lowest odds at William Hill in Vegas for the Derby. So there's a little more pressure than there was in the days of Funny Cide, who came in under the radar screen.
Race out of him now in the Holy Bull. Where might you go next?
Well, we're looking at most likely taking the same route that we took with Funny Cide and go to the Louisiana Derby. We like that track. It's safe track historically. You've got the long stretch there, and interestingly this year they're stretching that race out to 1 mile and 3/16, which is Preakness distance and only a 16th shorter than the Derby. We think the horse is a guy that can make the distance, so I think it's probably a good spot. I mean, when he showed his promise really is when we saw him working at Saratoga. And not only did he work fast, but the way he galloped out, I mean, they couldn't even pull him up. He just wanted to keep going. And we were very confident going into his first race, his maiden race, that he'd do very well. And it ended up that, we ran against a horse where those people thought that their horse was going to do real well. And we beat him in that race pretty easily, but he's gone on to win 2 or 3 stakes since then. So it showed, some really verification that was a pretty important race.
Yeah.
Barclay and I, spent a lot of time pontificating whether or not, you want to, go from a maiden New York-bred race to Grade 1. And, he had shins after that, and if he hadn't, we probably would have gone the same route that we went with Funny Cide, gone Bonguard and then the mile Sleepy Hollow. But sometimes things work out for the best, and we ended up making a decision. He was training so well. Let's give him a shot in the Grade 1, and we thought we had a nice horse going in, but the way he won it, I have to admit, really was kind of shocking.
What attracted you to this horse? Who picked him out?
Oh, Barclay and Robin, they're our bloodstock agents, and we looked at the catalog, and we really liked the catalog page, and Constitution being a son of Tappet, it's kind of the same thing that happened with Funny Cide. It's a first-time sire, and fortunately, we got very lucky. Turned out to be, he is actually the top dirt sire of 2-year-olds. So we got lucky there, and the Tiz the Law mare, she was a Grade 2 winner, and won, I think, about over $300,000. So thought that was a great cross, and lo and behold, he ended up with a nice horse.
You had a long connection with Barclay Tagg, and here you are back here again with him. Has he handled all your horses all through the years?
Oh, absolutely. People ask, you're still with Barclay, why is that? I said, well, you had a trainer that you win the Kentucky Derby with. Why would you think about going anywhere else? And beyond that, I'm around them a lot. Both around Saratoga and somewhat in Belmont and down here, and I know what good horsemen they are, and horse people. And you talk to anybody, Barclay's highly respected, and all their horses, every time you see them, they look great. They get all the care that you could expect, and even more.
Big gang of people here involved in this horse.
Yeah, we do. We have 26 shares in the horse. We bought them for $110,000 at the New York-bred sale fairs of Tipton and Saratoga, and we have a total of 32 people that have some interest in the horse. Took 53 people to Kentucky when he ran there, and we've got over 60 coming to the Holy Bull.
So, as the managing partner, do you have to handle all that stuff?
That is my responsibility. The only holdover we have from Funny Cide is Lou Titterton.
How many horses does your stable have these days?
We have 4, which is pretty much what we typically do.
Yeah.
Got a 4-year-old filly that Nico's Dream that ran well, won 2 races last year, second in 2 of the Stallion Stakes. Got her full sister, who's a 2-year-old that ran a couple of times, and we gave her time in Ocala. And then we've got a 2-year-old Speightster colt that we're hoping is going to be ready for Saratoga this summer.
So you've never left the horse business since your Funny Cide days, is that right? Have you always had?
No, I mean we've been involved in thoroughbred since '95.
And so, but this is this the first time you've kind of been back at this level with a horse like this?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had, as you know, we exclusively buy New York breds, and you're always hoping that you're going to get horses that can run in the New York Stakes, and we've had a handful of those, but you just hope maybe something good's going to happen, but you never hope something this good is going to happen.